What's up? How are you doing? Welcome to another episode, Timber Talk Time. I'm your host, Jay Timber. How's everyone doing out there? I feel like everything's crazy. Everything just feels crazy. Maybe it's just me. I've been running and gunning, but how's everyone good out there? Because it feels wild. It feels like it's crazy, man. Feels like life is lifing. Is that what I'm hearing these days? Life is really lifing. Yeah. Well, you're in a good place right now. This is a safe zone. Life can life within this zone, but we'll figure out how to life it better. Um, Today's podcast is stepping outside of your comfort zone. And before I start the podcast, I want to say, because it's been a common theme with people I've been running into lately and just having conversations with, have some grace for yourself. Give yourself the grace that you give others, the patience that you give others, the time that you give others. Give yourself that. I feel like it might be a constant through line or something that I keep going back to, but I keep hearing the cry for that when I talk to people. Just going to shows and just having conversations, and everyone's just we're not giving ourselves the grace that we give others. Um, and I'm saying this out loud for myself. I've said it in the past. I've been so hell bent on living my entire life today. Can't do that. No, just take it a day at a time. You know what you're gonna do. You got your mindset. You have your plan. You have your plan of action. Stick to that and walk steadily towards the goal. Um, have a goal. Find a purpose, something that just burns you up and makes you want to get up out of bed every day. Whew. Sorry, me and my yawns. Um, but yeah, stepping out of your comfort zone. So for me, this whole experience has been stepping out of my comfort zone. Even though it may not, I may seem like I'm comfortable in this. Um, it's something that's been on the like outer edge of myself that I've wanted to do, but every step is a new step. Every step is a uncharted territory. I feel like that's been another thing too. I feel like a lot of us are going through uncharted territory right now. Um, so yeah, 7 points to kind of help people get out of their comfort zone. Number one is overcoming fears. And one thing that I've learned through my sobriety is that fear and excitement are the same thing. Like they fire off the same thing in your brain. And it's up to you to choose how you want to name it. Uh, Fear for me has always been exhilarating. I guess living on the edge. Um, it's exciting. It makes for an exciting life. But I'm never truly fearful because I know that everything I've been through has prepared me for it. And if not, then I'll figure it out. Um, overcome your fears. Figure out, write down all the things that you're scared of. You won't know it until you name it. You know, you can't claim it till you name it. Um, Write down all the things that you're afraid of, and then you're going to be able to tackle them better. Man, fear is, it's sneaky. You know, fear is definitely a sneaky thing. If you have a fear speaking in front of people or talking, whatever. I've always been one to yawn. I've always been one to run towards my fears, um, because I know that on the other side of that fear is going to be a payoff. And I guess that's how I look at it. The peace that I'm seeking is in the stuff that I'm avoiding. And if I'm not at peace, there's probably some sort of fear connected to that. So it makes me want to run towards that fear and figure it out and conquer it so that I can be better on the other side because of it. And then have those experiences to be able to let other people know that that's not scary. When you jump off the high dive, you do it enough times, it's like, oh, this ain't nothing. But then you see someone go for it for the first time and you're able to tell them, no, it's good. You just got to do it. It sounds crazy, but that's just how it works. You don't know until you try. So overcome those fears, because chances are there's something better on the other side of that fear. Um, Number two, try new things. Uh, I was recently reading Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. And actually, I might get my books mixed up. It might have been The Neuroscience of Music. I heard there was a secret chord by David. Forgot his last name, but I will give him a shout out. There's another book that I have to give a shout out to also, that I did not do. So I'll kind of put together a list of books that everyone should check out. But yeah, The Neuroscience of Music or Tipping Point, I'm not sure which one it was. But regardless, there's a notion of when you go out to eat, buy a plate of food that you otherwise might not get, because you never know, it might end up being your favorite thing. And at the end of the meal, all you lost was a couple bucks. And at first I was like, hold up, but what if you broke? And I was like, no. It's not like that. It's the experience. So try new things, because that new thing that you haven't done yet might end up being the best thing ever. It might be your favorite thing in the entire world. That's how I felt about sushi until I tried it. And now I want sushi all the time. But there was a time I was like, I ain't eating no sushi. No, sir. Now I'm like, shout out to Mizumi's. Exquisite sushi here in Greensboro. All you could eat? What? Oh my God. Try new things. Find out. I don't like that. Or I need more of that in my life. Find out. Try it. You won't know until you try. And I know you know that. I'm not rewriting, I'm not reinventing the wheel. This ain't, it's just reminders. This podcast is what I'm learning from another book that I just checked out, The Power of Now. But it's the story of the man who was begging for money, and he was sitting on a box. And the guy passes by. He's like, I don't have any money for you, but Why don't you check out what's in that box? And he's like, why would I look in there? There's nothing in there. He's like, well, have you done it? Try it. And come to find out there was gold in the box the whole time. And I think this podcast is becoming me reminding you that there's so much gold within you. There's so much gold. You just got to go looking for it. That's how I felt about myself with my discovery, my rediscovery of myself, is that, like, man, some cool stuff in there. So yeah, try new things, try all the things. Sorry, I've been working a bunch lately, and when I'm working, I'm always listening to audiobooks and just trying to expand myself, and I'm like downloading them all now mentally. You know what I mean? I'm assessing them in these moments, and they're kind of hitting hard because it's like, if I'm honest, I'm in a moment of another one of those, like, when it dips down real low, where life does that. You know what I mean? Where it does this. And you question yourself a bunch. That's where I'm at. I'm questioning myself again all the time. But in that, it's making me ask myself the right questions. Am I trying enough things, new things? Um, this is one of those things, and it's opening up other opportunities. I'm seeing it create new spaces for me to be in, and spaces for me to think in. Um, for me, I guess number 3, I wanted to share, like, moments of me stepping outside of my comfort zone. This is one of them. Uh, you know, honestly, being a musician is one of those things. Now I'm very comfortable with being on stage, but uh, there was a time when I wasn't, and it just took the repetitions of being out on stage and trying new stuff and creating that vulnerability and showing that vulnerability, um, putting it on Front Street. And for me now, it's like such an exhilarating moment. Like, I want to get back into comedy because that's a challenge for me. I love being on stage, but then when I'm on stage, I usually have my instrument or music or players that I'm with. And if something happens, well, just keep going. We'll just, improv on this part and get to the chorus. But with comedy, it's like, is this thing on? You know what I'm saying? Um, that's exhilarating. I used to think that I got that from drugs, but it was right here the whole time, That's really exhilarating though. Being on a stage, doing a comedy set. Is the room really digging this? What am I saying? What am I, you know what I mean? Like, figuring that out in real time, telling your stories, but still making them funny. Like, so one of the things for me jumping out of my comfort zone would be comedy. And it's something that I plan on getting back into more of, just because I feel like I need that feeling. Uh, Number 4, challenge yourself. It's pretty self-explanatory. Challenge yourself. You won't know if you don't try. Put yourself in those positions. You know, challenge yourself. That's as straight down the middle as it could be. For me, like I said, doing comedy is going to be one of those things of, it's not just the prep of being on stage. You're also writing the jokes. You're observing life and finding gold nuggets in it to be able to relay your story in a funny way, because ultimately it's laughter. I'm getting on stage to get a laugh. I'm not getting up there to tell you my life story. Well, yeah, I'm gonna tell you my life story, but um, I want to make people laugh. So that's one of the things I plan on challenging myself with. Embrace change is number 6. Embrace change, because things are gonna change. It's good. I feel like that's good for you. Change is good. The world we were born into, the world we grew up in, is not where we're at now at all. So if you're stuck in that mentality, you're going to be stuck. There are things that we could say back then that you can't say now. There are things that would fly, that were cool, and they don't fly now. And either you change or you get stuck. So I almost laugh anytime a moment, like if I have a plan and then something comes up, I start laughing because I'm like, here comes that change. Like it's always going to be something. Like, so embrace change, because it's needed. It's necessary. Um, Sorry, that was number 5. Number 6, build that confidence up. That's where you build the confidence. You get those calluses. You strengthen yourself. It's the repetitions, continuously putting yourself in those positions. Um, from a musician standpoint, going to open mics, going to jams. From a life standpoint, just putting yourself out there. It's easier said than done, but I guess now I wouldn't know the first thing. I don't go out like I used to go to the club, but I would have in my younger days gone to the club and just tried to talk to people, just whatever it is, like do things that build your confidence up. Even self-talk. Before you go out, before you head out, look in the mirror and check with yourself. Like, hey man, what's going on? You good? You all right? Check with yourself. I always say that you're the first person you got to deal with in the morning and the last person you got to deal with before you go to bed. If you ain't right with yourself, how you going to expect anyone else to be? Because then you can show them how to treat you, how to love you, So build that confidence up. Because it's also, confidence is sexy. Confidence is infectious. Confidence is one of those things that, like, you walk into a room and you could feel the aura of someone. You could see it on stage. You could hear it in someone's voice. They're talking to you and there's a little quiver to it. Maybe they're not as confident in the situation. That's okay. They'll get there. Or you're talking and you're not. Say it with your chest. What else? What else would you do? You know what I mean? Like, another thing I think about is how you only have one try to have a first impression. That's it. So make sure you put your best foot forward. It's not gonna hurt. Nobody, you just do it. Like Nike. Just do it. um Number 7, overcoming procrastination. Yep, JT. Yeah, this one's for you. Now? Yeah. Okay. Overcoming procrastination. All right. Yeah, no, I'll do that later. Don't do that. Do it now, because it's going to wait for you. In my young 36 years of life, because I'm a young baby boy, I've learned that anytime you put it off, it's just going to be waiting for you. It's going to be waiting like, easy. He'll be back. I'll wait right here for him. I will wait right here. That's what procrastination does. And then it compounds. If you start procrastinating and all these things, and you put all this pressure upon yourself, and then other people are coming at you because they need the thing that you said that you were going to So, procrastination, nah, just do it now. Like, I recently did a photo shoot with Hudson's Hill. Ooh, what's up? Representing. They got some great clothes there. But I recently did a photo shoot with them, and we're, you know, my friend Evan, he's the boss over there. It's his dream, his vision. Uh, we were just walking around, and they had everything set up for shoots and stuff, truck in the back and stuff in the front, and there's all this cool stuff everywhere. And we were like, dude, we should just take these photos, these videos right now. When else would, you know what I mean? When else do we have this opportunity to just go ahead and knock this out? And it was one of those moments of like, man, like I felt like I was really just living in the moment, and I hadn't been doing that as much as I normally do, uh, like purposely going out and being like, I don't know what's going to happen today. But knowing that you have your vision to kind of keep you, you know what I'm saying? Took some cool videos and some cool photos and stuff that I've loaded and will be loading up on my personal, on the J Timber music page. But yeah, just do it now, because I think of all the things that I've put off until tomorrow. It's pointless. Just do it now. Do it now, because it'll be done. And then then it creates space for other things to be. Um, so yeah, those are 7 things to help, hopefully, get through procrastination. Not get through procrastination. Get through. See, that's on my mind, because that's the thing that I'm procrastination. Ugh. Sometimes it be having me in a chokehold. Um, but yeah, that's 7 things to step out of your comfort zone. Hopefully that helps. It's helped me. Sometimes I'll be procrastinating about this because I'll be like, man, nobody want to hear this. What do I have to say? You know, what do I know? And then I'll do it, and then I'll feel better for doing it, because this is something that I said I was going to do that, and I did it, and that feels like a victory. And then, you know, having someone reach out, and be like, man, I needed to hear that. It's like, well, I needed to say it, so just do it. This ain't a Nike commercial, but just do it. Get out of your comfort zone. That's where the magic is. I mean, we've all heard that, but that's where the magic is, on the other side. You know, and to call back what I said earlier, have some grace upon yourself. The grace that you give everyone else, the patience that you give everyone else, the freedom that you give everyone else, do that for you, because it starts here and then it goes out. So, yeah, get out of your comfort zone, give yourself grace, wash your hands, hydrate. Just kidding. I'm not kidding about that, though. That's some real, I'm like for real about hydration. What if I was like that guy? What if that's going to be another podcast? I'm going to talk about just hydration the whole time, and nobody wants to hear that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to another Timber Talk Time podcast. I'm your host, Jay Timber, and I'm so grateful that you spend your time anytime, whether it's on the Instagram, here on YouTube. My plan is to have a few more episodes together, and then once I kind of get a little log of videos and really see how my flow comes together, then I'm going to be I guess, allocating them to Spotify and um, iTunes and all that stuff. But thank you guys for sticking with me. 6 episodes. So yeah, thank you so much. Big shout out to Hudson's Hill, uh, located downtown Greensboro. Shout out to downtown Greensboro itself. You check out my new song, My Whole Life, on the Downtown GSO commercial, located on downtowngso.com. I'll be posting it up on my J Timber music page. But yeah, thank you for your time. Be kind, be safe, hydrate, like, subscribe, hit the ding notification, and tell a friend. And I hope something great happens to you today. Thank you so much. Y'all take care.